Are you ready for the podcast, Ronnie?
I think so.
Well, if you are, please put your hands and legs inside the podcast and let's go for a ride.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Hey, did you hear about Jimmy Buffett?
No, I did not.
He died.
Ah, that's too bad.
It is. He was awesome. Were you a
Yeah.
parrot head?
I don't know what that means. Apparently, I'm not.
If you exactly. If you don't know what being a parrot head is, it's just what people call themselves who are followers of Jimmy Buffett.
All I know
Like
is
the fan club.
Wasted my ways or whatever again in Margaritaville.
You have
wasted my day. I've wasted my days again in Margaritaville.
You have?
Yes. Yes.
Did you lose your shaker of salt?
I don't even know where it is. Still can't find it.
You can't.
No,
but you still enjoy a good cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
I don't know what that meant.
It's a song.
Oh, didn't even know.
Cheeseburger in paradise. I think there's a restaurant called Cheeseburger in Paradise in Lahaina that just got burned down, unfortunately.
Oh.
We
the only
there.
Cheeseburger I know is cheeseburger, Pepsi.
Oh, Saturday Night
Live. Mm-hmm. It's the only cheeseburger. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good skit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sad to see someone like that go. You know, he was a pilot. He did a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He was a pilot and sang songs like crazy. And everyone said that everyone who I've heard talking about him recently who's had an opportunity to meet him said he was a very, very nice man. We lived in Vegas and there was a Margaritaville there. And they said occasionally he would show up to play. And so my wife is a huge fan. So we would go and sit sometimes just hoping that maybe he would show up. Never happened, but we were hoping.
Crazy.
Yep, it is. Truly
crazy. I heard somebody else died from Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
The lead singer.
Yeah. That's
horrible.
It is. Yep. It seems like whenever one goes, there's always a couple, three, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah. Sure does.
So did you get a chance to watch Ahsoka yet?
No, I didn't. But I think we need to do this first because we keep forgetting to do this. Ready? I'm Adam Ogan.
And I'm Ronnie Tofty.
And not really that excited today.
Oh.
No, I am excited. Talking about Ahsoka, I still have not watched it.
Okay, before we do that, we have to do the factoid.
Oh, factoid. Let's do it.
Let's do it. The very first search engine. When? What year?
Okay, let me think about this. I had the other one right last week.
Shockingly, you did. Long pauses, Adam.
91.
Not bad. 93. 93.
And it was Yahoo, I bet.
No. It was some other weird thing. It was called W3 Catalog or CUI Catalog. And it was set by some guy, professor, I can't even say his name, at the University of Geneva. And it lasted 3 years before more modern versions of search engines came up, which I bet may have been Yahoo.
Yeah, I think Yahoo is out first. Could have been AOL.
Oh, AOL. Then once AOL was huge.
Once Google came out and then Gmail came out, I was like one of the first ones to get Gmail. That was awesome.
Really?
Still use.
So is your Gmail 123? No, something super basic.
What? My password?
No, just your name.
No. I actually have the same Gmail address that I've used for a long, long time. And the interesting thing is I will disclose it right now over the air. It is actually, and that's what I've been using the whole time.
Really? I didn't hear that. Can you repeat that?
No, but I can repeat this. Anyways.
All right, Ahsoka. So you
goofy.
still haven't watched Ahsoka?
No, I haven't.
Why?
Well, we've been
So you
very,
say you're a Star Wars fan. You got this whole thing up here.
I know.
You got a lightsaber over there, a dark saber over there that people can't see. And
no. We need, you know what? We need to upload a picture. I think we'll add eventually a 360 picture that you can look at on YouTube
and
of
see
what this room looks like.
So people can see your lightsaber and dark
see
saber.
the lightsaber. I'll have everything on, all the lights, turn to the right colors and everything.
I like it.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about it really, really bad. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. All I'm going to say is, I know you're getting ready to go out of town, so download some of the episodes. Like I said, they did on. I said this. We already said this in the podcast, but they did make it so you can watch just the important episodes from all of the different series, and that's the easy way to do it because you're not going to have time to watch all of the 7 seasons of. I've just gone blank.
Star Wars.
Yeah, but not the Star Wars. You know what I mean? The Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
Yeah,
and this will be on Disney Plus, of course.
Clone Wars, and really the series you really want to get into is Rebels, because Rebels has got all these characters from the Ahsoka. So
that's pretty cool. I need to do that. I think going out of town this weekend, which is not the release date of this episode, but I will be in Buffalo and I will be in Niagara Falls, New York, and then we're going somewhere in Ohio because my wife and my sister-in-law want to see Andre Rieu.
I was going to say, why in the world would you be going to Buffalo?
Now, it's actually a cheap flight, and her brother lives there.
Well, you just said Niagara Falls. So, I mean, after Niagara Falls, I didn't want to speak.
Yeah, Buffalo is pretty cool. I mean, some people don't know, but the buffalo wing was invented in Buffalo at Acre Bar. And that's a restaurant you can go to. And we're going to be going there on Sunday. This will be released on Monday. And I'll tell you how it was.
So you'll be in Buffalo when this is released?
Yes. Well,
or thereabouts.
Yeah, I'll be probably in Niagara Falls or in Canada the day this release. We're going to head to Canada and going up there really for that concert. And that's pretty much it. And then headed back.
Cool. Well, that sounds like fun. Hope you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
What I have a question about, because we've talked about it a few times, but then we haven't actually talked about it, which is the source you use for your internet, Starlink.
Before that,
what?
I got to tell you something funny.
Okay.
All right. So you guys know my grandson made a weird noise on the Amazon Echo a while back. If you've listened to any of this, and if you haven't, you can always just please just turn it on YouTube on your phone. Play it on the phone. If you don't like it, just put your phone in the corner. He knows where I'm going with this. Put your phone in the corner. If you got any roaches, pests that you don't want, it will remove them. So yeah, and just play it, and we'll appreciate it. We're not going to say, hey, click here and like us now, and all. No, just put the phone in the corner. That will be it. But we changed the Amazon Echo to another name, which I'll have it tell a tech joke right now, just so we can know what it is. Ziggy, tell a tech joke.
I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Yeah. Okay. So that was somewhat of a joke. So I'm in here and he said, why isn't this working? He's only 3. He's going to be 4 in a couple weeks or a couple months in December. I said, well, I changed the name, and I told it to do that because the podcast, and I tried to explain it to him. He didn't understand that. So he walks up there and says, and I'm going to use the word Echo. He called it by the Amazon Echo name that I told him that it is now. And he says, change the name to the A word. I'm not going to say it. Almost did. And it worked. I didn't even know it could do that. So that must have been a new feature I just didn't read about, that you can change the name
So
now.
you can tell your Echo what name it can
Yep.
be. Is there only a few options though? Or is it
There's only
infinite?
a few. Yeah, there's only a few options.
Oh, okay.
I won't name them all off.
Okay.
But it will tell you what you can ask it what names you can change it, I believe now. So a nice feature.
Cool.
Absolutely really cool feature. But I wanted to tell you that because it was funny. A 3-year-old can sit there and just maneuver this stuff. I also got a Apple TV, and he knows how to use it better than any of us.
Well, that's crazy. And you just got that.
Crazy.
Like
I just got it
4 or 5 days ago, right?
Mainly because of iOS 17 and all the new features. I thought, I'm going to try it. I went beta on everything. I'm regretting it, but it's not that bad. I haven't had too big of a problem. So
cool. Well, Starlink.
Let's,
So that's what you use
yes.
for your internet.
That is one of the internet packages that I use. That's actually for our backup internet. If we get a hurricane, we go on vacation, I can pull that down really quickly the way I installed it and pull down the inside equipment really quickly. But it's my backup internet. But sometimes I got to have other companies use it if there's no good internet, where we're actually doing a good job right now.
Right. So how do you get Starlink? Isn't it required certain parameters that you have to meet before you can get it?
Well, yes, there is. So there's a map that you can go to online, and that map will show what is available quickly. They really want to put stuff in rural areas. So at this time, it's $120 a month from the time of this podcast. And basically, if you're not in an area that you can get it quickly, but they'll still get it to you, you'll be on a waiting list.
Cool.
Unfortunately.
Is there a workaround?
There is a workaround. Actually, if you want it now and want to pay a little bit more money because you need it, and this is what I have to do for some of my customers. This is what my dad did. You have to get the roam version, mobile basically, but they call it roam, like roaming. And you get the roam version. It's $150 a month. You pay for the equipment, and within a few days it ships out. For one of my customers where there's no good internet where his store is at, this is what we have to use as his primary internet, and the secondary internet is going to be T-Mobile, and it doesn't really work that well for the home internet and home and office internet device that I talk about. Basically, right next to Ronnie, if you're looking at the video on YouTube, and it's right behind that where he's pointing, and just have one sitting there. It doesn't work really good in Goliad, Texas for some reason. There's some issues where it just kind of goes away, comes back quite often. Maybe somebody can hear that and fix it.
What? So now you said it's a roaming version. So that means that even though it may cost them a little bit more, it does allow them to take that with them.
Yes.
You could go camping, you could, whatever reason. You talked about hurricane, whatever, but It could be simply because you want to take it with you in your RV as you drive across the country.
Exactly. So we can actually do that. I use it. And so as long as there's not a lot of trees.
What about a sailboat? I have YouTube channels that I watch on the sail.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a YouTube channel I watched for a while. Recently, I think it's called Expedition Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And they were sailing from the Bahama area, or I think they left from the Bahamas to an island right off of the English coast. And I cannot remember. You'd have to go watch their video. And basically they decided to sail, 3 of them. And they had Starlink on the boat. It was very expensive.
Wow.
To do that over the water.
So it's more.
Yeah, it costs more. And it's by the megabit.
Oh, okay.
So, or gigabit, one or the other.
Mhm.
I really don't remember. I know at one point they said they had to um, buy more
Mm.
while they were out there. They ran out of
Wow.
gigabits they're allowed to use. So it's unlimited in on mainland, and you've got so much you can use out in the water if you decide to take it for temporary. But they're gone that long. That was their way of communicating, and of
Mhm.
course, you can do Wi-Fi calling, everything. It's like you're right on land.
Mhm.
It is absolutely incredible. As I mentioned before, used it on Royal Caribbean. Went to Alaska. Absolutely great.
Cool.
I can't wait. I'm going on another cruise soon, and it's a brand new boat next year, and it's going to be awesome to see that work.
Cool. So the boat had it. You didn't bring it with you, just to be clear.
Yes, yeah, the boat had it.
Right.
Yeah, so you basically pay $12, $17 a day, and you've got internet.
Nice.
And it was just like I was here.
Wow. That sure is some amazing technology when you think about that. Starlink, and what it's done for people.
No, it's
Good.
it's really done a lot. It is done things that it's made it more modern. It's
Mhm.
made it attainable.
Mhm. Yeah,
for a lot of people.
We have it at our house also because we're in the country where there's not fiber optics to us, so we're using satellite, which is incredible. So
Yeah, and there's a couple things you can do with it that are very interesting. You can, pardon me, you can
Mhm.
you can actually get a on the newer version, which is a rectangular dish, basically, which basically points at the proper location in the sky, so satellites can basically pass over it, and that's how it gets its internet as they fly by, because it's all low orbiting. So it's very low latency, works extrememely well. It's like being on Earth, with connecting over fiber optics from one state to another, one city to another. It's great, works really good. But if you want to use it for a business, you're going to have an Ethernet port. This version does not have an Ethernet port. You have to actually buy some extra parts from Starlink. So we bought the Ethernet port that goes between the router and the cable that goes to the dish. And so now we can plug it directly into the router, and we're doing that. We're routing over a router because you really can't get a public address from them. But it works absolutely great. They've set everything up where it's really plug and play. So you can use your own equipment.
So
the newer version even has it where you don't have to buy a mesh network. You can buy more of their routers, basically. So it's a router or a mesh network router. So you can expand that in your location, office, home, whatever. Doesn't make it it's not manageable by another company very well. I wouldn't put it in for my customers that want it to manage, for me to manage. But it does work well from what I understand.
is he still adding satellites so it's going to be better, or is he done? Has he got everything in the sky?
No, they're like weekly, or
Really?
maybe every other week. I kind of stopped following it. It's every once in a while I get excited again and I want to watch the launches. One day we need to go down to Boca Chica and maybe do a podcast down there, right after the launch of the next launch he does of the big spaceship that he's working on. That's at the bottom of Texas. And if anybody hasn't been watching that, you can go to SpaceX.com and look up when the next time it will happen, or just follow him on X, formerly known as Twitter.
There you go.
But
cool.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. All these rockets. I'm a big fan. Love to watch the stuff that Bezos is doing with his rockets up in Texas also. So it's fun. I really want to go watch one.
That sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So all right, let's go now.
Oh, so is he launching one right now? Can we go?
No.
I
I think we're gonna have to wait a little bit.
Okay.
And they're not launching down there. They're just doing the testing of the big spaceship that they're whatever they call that thing.
Gotcha. So we're talking about the internet. The other day, I seen an article come across my news feed, and it said router location. Make sure you put your router not near these 5 things. And I didn't read what it said, but I thought, well, I'm going to ask Adam because Adam knows. Is there things in your house that you should be careful about putting close to your router or your router?
Well, I don't know the 5 things. I would guess you don't want to put it underneath a tap spout of your kegerator. You don't want to place it in the water. It's not going to do good in a refrigerator. Sure, not going to do good in the water bowl for the animals. But
well, if anyone struggled with those locations, how about a more technical location?
I got a really good spot for it. If you're in a single-story house, place it in the center. If you're just getting the cable modem with the Wi-Fi built in from your cable provider, that's a really good spot. They're a little weaker than a lot of the ones you can buy over the counter, such as Walmart, Best Buy. But if you have a big house, you may want to expand it or see if your provider will rent you another box that can do mesh networking. I'm not sure if they're still doing it. I prefer just to go with my own equipment. Not everybody can afford it, but if it's, as long as it's in the center, it seems to work better, or close to where your living room TV is, so you can have good signal, basically, because it's omnidirectional. Everything goes around, and so the further away you get, the slower it goes. So,
are there things in your house that could cause it to go slower, like a microwave? Or
definitely. Even it can affect the old style wireless house phones. But you can turn on your microwave and all of a sudden your internet starts slowing down. It doesn't happen as much anymore. It seems like that problem's been fixed with newer microwaves or newer standards. It does not seem to be an issue anymore, but it does happen. It's all placement. Where are you going to place everything? So we try to keep it away from fluorescent light fixtures, such as your cabling, your Ethernet wire that plugs to your network switch. If you want it to basically go from your router and plug into your TV or computer in the other room, and you want it actually plugged in so you have a direct connection, so there will be no problem whatsoever. You don't want to go over, the wire through the ceiling over any kind of fluorescent light fixture, any kind of transformer of any sort. Just keep things away from it. It doesn't cause a problem that much, but every once in a while we'll see an issue where we have to move a wire where somebody's actually put it in incorrectly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was a good little bit of information for people, so they know where their stuff's at.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're going to get a router, if you get the router from the cable company, just got to remember it's going to be weak. Maybe some of them are a little better. I get lots of complaints from customers. Might as well spend a little bit of money. You can get one that, especially a mesh one. I always like to tell people, the one thing I can really tell people is I push the Ubiquity brand Unify router system with the mesh pieces. It really is as easy to use as something over the counter. I mean, you got an app. It's not complicated. You pretty much adopt everything. They make it somewhat easy. If you know a little bit about this stuff, it's going to be very, very simple. And if you want to do stuff that's more technical, you can just go right in, dive in, and if you know what you're doing, you can do tons of things. You can build it as small as 1 or 2 pieces from a house and use the same equipment for a large corporation. I mean, it's incredible. So decide what you want. Go out there and look. the longevity of the Ubiquiti equipment is incredible. This works.
I remember a long time ago we decided we weren't going to rent from the cable company, and so we bought a Cradle Point. You ever heard of them?
Yes.
Are they any good?
Cradle Point has its uses. It's a very good product. I don't know where I would use that anymore. Cradle Point really is a router that allows multiple internet connections to go through. And they have all sorts of equipment. It can be used in many, many, many different ways. So, typically I see them mainly where they're going to want they want really good uptime for like a Starbucks, they need to be connected to the internet. So they can have their main internet connection in there. For example, they could put in a Cradle Point if they want them. I'm not sure if they have them or not, but just as a thought, lots of companies do use them. I put them in for companies. And then you can get a cellular card for another one, plug in another internet connection as a backup. So you can do multiple connections, and it will do failover or load balancing. So you can do one thing on one thing on the other, but failover is the most important thing. That's typically what people hear about when they hear Cradle Point, but I think that you can use it just as a router too.
And your Ubiquiti products do all that too.
It sort of does it. There are pieces you can buy to hook up, but you can do up to 2 WAN ports. If I wanted more, I would get something like a Cradle Point and put that in. And then that would be the source of getting the connection to your router or to directly. That could be your router, and then just hook up the regular, the equipment as you normally would.
Cool. Well, that sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like we were at work right now.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
That's good. I think it's information that I'm hoping people are interested in at least.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think it could help. Let's do another joke. We're going to get the Amazon Echo to tell us a good tech joke one day. So let's see how many more we can do. I like
the last one, to be clear. I've had someone tell me that one before and I tried to remember it, but I'm no good with jokes.
Yeah, I'm not good with jokes
either. The heavy book joke.
Yeah. The
gravity, heavy book. Couldn't put it down.
Yeah, I don't get it. I never understood gravity.
Oh. We don't need it.
But that's not true. That was a good joke, actually.
Okay.
Ziggy, tell a tech joke.
Engineers are close to releasing an artificially intelligent dog, but it keeps barking up the wrong decision tree.
That was pretty good. That was like a little bit of programming talk.
Mm-hmm.
One more. Ziggy, tell a tech joke.
I tried to write a knock-knock joke about Linux, but that door's already open. Source.
Linux, open source.
Alexa, tell a computer joke. Let's try that. Oh, I said the wrong word. Dang it. Alexa, stop. There you go. Stopped it for everybody. Ziggy, tell a computer joke.
What do hipsters and programmers have in common? They like their Java in a jar.
That was pretty good.